right, we are here. Who do I have the pleasure of being here with today?
My name's Alex Creel. How you guys doing?
Right. We're gonna ask Alex some questions. He just graduated last night.
Yes.
How you feel about that?
Well, I'm excited that it's over. I learned a lot at the same time last night. Oh, kicked my butt. Definitely stay humble all the way to the end, because if you let up, you're gonna realize real quick.
All right, tell us a little bit about like your first day just joining SJVC. What was that like? Your first day?
Coming here and actually preparing, I was nervous. I was timid. I was excited at the same time. I heard stories, good and kind of like, oh, it's electrical. You don't know what's gonna happen. And honestly, it was just exciting. When I first got here, they went over the safety procedures. They told us how it was gonna go. And afterwards, they said they'd walk you through the whole steps. It was nice. It was really good to get into. It wasn't just leaving you out and dry.
Going through the lower mods, kind of tell us what was that like? The math, the conduit, the blueprints. What was it like going through those lower mods?
Going through those, everything was pretty much the basics. Started off with conduit, then math, and then blueprint. Conduit was super easy. They did a lot more hands-on than any of them, so you got more familiar with it. As far as math, I felt math was a little bit too long, and it just got too repetitive.
Gotcha.
I like the challenge. You're gonna need the math, but at the same time, it made me more complacent.
Right.
And once that happened, honestly, it was kind of, I'm gonna walk through this.
Got you. So it was building confidence in
Absolutely.
knowing you knew the math.
Absolutely.
I got you with
Absolutely.
the redundancy.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. All right, what was probably like one of your biggest struggles in the lower mods?
My complacency. Once I got there, I kind of coasted. I would pay attention. I would be like, okay, I'm gonna know this anyways. It's gonna come natural to me.
Right.
After the last lower mod was done, that's it. It changed. Your mindset has to change in order to even progress into the advanced mods.
Got you. And then, what was one of your best moments in the lower mods? You know.
Oh, the whole class. We did quizzes to get ready for the test. These pop quizzes you had to do it quickly as you could, faster than everyone else, and it had to be right. I beat the whole class. I ended up getting the Uglies book out of it.
Nice.
I honestly think that was probably my best moment because I demolished everyone else.
Nice, big win.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes those. Let's go. Biggest fear first. Like, did you have any fears going in?
Not really. I knew it was gonna be the advanced mods, but I didn't know anything. None of the higher ups really communicated with me. Hey, this is how it's gonna be. This is what's gonna go down. I took it as it's gonna be the same as the basics. I'm gonna walk through it and coast my way there. I would say about the second or third day is when I hit a wall. At that point, fear did set in.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. You said this is how it has to be. Go ahead and do it, and that was it. The beginning mods, they walked you through step by step by step, and they asked you, make sure that you knew what you're doing.
Right.
After you said you wanted something, that's it.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
And that's be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready.
You knew you were going to higher to the second mod, to the upper level. What about, were you excited at all? What kind of some of those excitements you had?
I was excited because our lower mods are right next door to yours.
Right.
I've always seen them doing projects.
Right.
I've never seen them really sat down. That was exciting for me.
Right.
I love hands-on. If I can do book versus hands-on, I'll do hands-on all day.
Yeah.
I'm your man for that. So that was the most exciting part. Did not let me down. It over superseded my standards, expectations.
Expectations for
Absolutely.
hands-on.
Absolutely.
Love that. Love that. Okay, let's talk about biggest struggle in those upper mods. What was your biggest struggle? What mod was your biggest struggle?
Industrial.
Industrial was your biggest struggle.
Industrial was my biggest struggle because it was my first one. At the same time, we were wiring up the snowflakes, building it all, putting it together, wiring it up, using the relays. I never did that.
Right.
At the same time, you pretty much told us what to do. This is in the book. Go ahead and do it.
Right.
I see the most advanced guys going, knocking it all out.
Right.
And honestly, that was terrifying.
Right.
And at the same time, I only came Mondays and Wednesdays my first month.
Right.
That held me back. If you're not ready to come Tuesdays and Thursdays on your online days, just to put in the effort, you're going to be racing to the end to get this done. and that was what my biggest struggle was.
Yeah, I think that a lot of students view them as off days, and they shouldn't. They're just non-campus days, but they can be campus days. And I also want to, make sure everyone knows that. Can you come here on the 2 days only and get everything done? Yeah, but you got to be a special cat for that. You got to be a special person to be able to only have to come 2 days, get all the work done in those 2 days. Would you agree to that?
I would. At the same time, I had never seen that person yet. You probably have. You probably
Right.
had. For us, no.
No.
I have not seen a person that's been able to just to do that and do nothing and show up for 2 days and pass
And
the
go.
class. Absolutely.
Right. You didn't have Leo, did you?
Oh, I had Leo.
Yeah.
I had Leo, but he was here before I was.
Right.
He was here after I was.
Right.
Even when I started coming Tuesdays and Thursdays, he was here.
Yeah.
He was here for hours before I came, and then he left at 5.
Right.
He did what he needed to do.
Right.
That guy was something special.
So, like, if he wasn't doing those extra things, he could have just came for those. Once he had built the understanding and that kind of stuff, he could only had taken those 2 days, but he wanted to advance more. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why he was the number 1 in the class.
Right.
Hands down.
Absolutely. Shout out Leo.
Yes, for sure.
He had some good trainers too here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that for a quick second. Let's talk about your transition from not knowing anything to then becoming someone who a lot of people count on, and just talk about what's that like. What's that like? Did you see the transformation?
Yes, there's a big transformation. I had people to where, hey, look for it. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to tell you. You can figure it out. I'll help you when you need it. I had some of the advanced guys say, just do it this way, do it this way. That's beneficial too.
Right.
I took it as when I was showing the new guys, I wanted to let them know what to expect. I'm not going to do it for them.
Right.
But these are the avenues. You need to check this, 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 this. And if you don't get it, that's when I'll come in and actually help you.
Absolutely.
I won't show you how to do it every problem of the day. I'll show you how to do it again. I'll make you redo it.
Right. You're not going to spoon feed anybody. No.
At that point, I'm setting them up to fail.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. In those upper mods, what was one of your best days? Well, actually, you said your hardest mod was industrial. What was your best mod?
Commercial.
Commercial.
My last mod, I was way more confident than anything. Honestly, I came in thinking that I was going to take the class, and I actually did a lot of the work. I finished all the boards before everyone. I sort of won board wars without it even starting, but I didn't want to win like that.
I'm hearing it. There is that. We had a winner, and he won, but technically,
I called him out before the competition even started.
right. You beat him on the Prince
On the Prince, but hands down, he beat me in speed.
in the speed part.
It worked, and he did it faster. Hands down, he deserved that win.
But technically, he was a winner. So, Eddie,
Either way.
you did a great job. Let's start with a bad moment and get a good moment. What's one of your worst moments here?
Here, it wasn't so much in the class as far as the work. Once we got going, it was fun. There was really nothing horrible about it. I look forward to coming to class. The only issue is I have 5 kids.
Right.
I got 2 that are still babies under 2. And when they were having bad days and they didn't understand, I'm not coming home, I'm going to school, it was hard for them, which in turn was hard for me.
Right.
I never bought it here, but at the end of the day, it was still always in my heart.
Right.
Those are the bad days, but at the same time, I'm doing this for them.
Absolutely.
So they're not the horrible days, but there's just the moments that I wish I could be home, but I know 5 years from now,
Right.
this is the reason why I did it.
Absolutely. What about best day? What was one of your best days here? Best moments?
I would have to say industrial was
Wow.
one of my best moments.
So worst mod, best moment.
Worst mod, best moment.
I love that.
It was the 4th week is when I actually started getting into gear. And as far as playing with the wires, getting the timers on, I started making my stuff function.
Yeah.
And once I got that, everything else clicked. All the other mods became easier.
Right.
Once I had that confidence to say I can do it, you can't just flip on a switch and hope it works.
Right.
Because at that point, what are
we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to be confident. It's going to turn on.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when it started.
Got you. I love that. And then hardest day, just one hard day.
What time did I get here? I think I left work early to get here. I think it was about 2:30 or 3. No one was here. It was actually in PLCs.
Okay.
I came in to finish up wiring my wall,
Yeah.
and I realized the class before me ripped it all down.
Yes. Yeah.
That was one of the hardest days.
Yeah.
I would say physically, not so much, but mentally, I was done.
Yeah.
I was done. I still finished, I think first, with the couple guys. We all did the last ones together, but
Right.
that was the hardest time.
And then best day.
Yesterday.
Yesterday was your best day.
Yesterday was the best day. Not only was it my last day in class, it was also my birthday.
Yeah.
So my kids waited up for me as long as they could. I was here late, so some of them were asleep.
You got in trouble.
No,
No.
my wife was excited.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't care how late you have to be. I know how your instructor is.
Yeah.
Finish what you have to do. 'Cause guess what? After this, you don't have to worry about it.
You're
again.
done.
Yep. I'm done for now.
Right.
I got my AA coming up starting in March. So
You're going for the associates.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. That'll put you in a pretty nice little spot, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So AAs will help you be in leadership. If you guys don't know, that's what a lot of leadership roles are looking for, associate's degrees, just so in case you guys didn't know that.
Yes.
And then why SJVC?
You know, I wasn't really interested in the electrical community. It was actually my brother-in-law.
Okay.
He was enrolled in this.
He came here.
Yes. He was probably 3 months in. He got bit by a dog.
Oh, wow.
And he
here
was-
at campus.
No, at his
Oh,
work.
we got dogs running. No, we don't. Just kidding. Okay.
He would always be at my house, and he would always talk. And the way he talked about things sounded like a foreign language. But
Okay.
it was exciting.
Yeah. He was excited.
He was excited.
Okay.
So the way he said it, I have no clue what you're saying, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. It sounds good, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just randomly put my information on the SJVC website. 2 hours later,
Yeah.
the counselor called me, got me over the next day. We did the tour. I actually talked to you
Oh, he talked to me.
and the dean,
Okay.
and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. No regrets after that. Each day was something better, something new. And honestly, I can say, leaving here, I'm a completely different person than what I was the first day.
That's good. Total transformation.
Absolutely.
I love that. You got a couple interviews already?
Yep.
Who'd
Yep.
you interview with?
I interviewed with Tesla. I was actually the first interview with Tesla ever at this school.
You sure were.
Yeah.
You sure were. How'd that go?
It went great. I think it lasted roughly 25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
One-on-one, and we talked for days.
Yeah.
Honestly, me and him built really good rapport. Unfortunately, I was declined the position
Right.
because I was overqualified.
That is correct.
So that was the position for the residential.
Right.
He actually referred me to the motor program.
To the motor program,
Yes.
yeah. Because we talked after, and he thought that your ability was a lot better than just install, you know? So, which is good. I mean, you learned a lot of that troubleshooting here.
I did. At the
So-
same time, it baffles me that I can get seen as those positions without never doing any of it. So it's possible.
Right.
You have him as an instructor, you're going to do great things, but it's up to you to put the time and effort in.
Absolutely. And then articulation skills, you know? Your ability to articulate yourself in an interview, I think, is the number one thing I preach, I know for sure.
Yes.
Just to be able to, how do you communicate? What does that sound like? I can sound like I've been in, you know, in the industry for 2 years, based off an interview, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Even though you've only had 10 months of school.
Yes.
So it's also, if we're being honest, you were here for 10 months, but if we're including overtime, you've probably been here a lot longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot longer.
Yeah.
My wife can attest to that.
Yeah. I can't wait for graduation for her to yell at me.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're him, right? So
Yeah.
I get one of those every graduation. Even Nick and all the good guys out there. Oh, you're him. I'm like, yeah, I'm him. And what is him? They're like, oh, he's the guy who makes. You know, they stay late and they work hard. They come in on Fridays. You're him. Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I'm him.
Oh, yeah, she already told me. Whenever your graduation is, point them out.
Point him out. Yeah. I'm getting hit over the face or something.
She'll probably give you a big thank you, too.
Oh, well, I hope so. Yeah. And thanks is all yours. You guys are the ones doing all the work. I'm just here to make sure you got the tools to get it done.
Well, at the same time, that's true, but you don't have to stay past 10:15.
That's true. That's true.
You don't have to stay on Fridays.
Right.
So, no, we really appreciate you doing that.
No, and I appreciate you guys here. That's the reason I'm here. You know, it's the reason
Absolutely.
I'm here. So, if we had a new person sitting right here, any words of advice you'd give them?
Absolutely. Don't research how to be an electrician on YouTube. You're going to come here, be prepared for the experience. It's going to be new. Everything's new. You're going to be excited. You're going to be nervous. Jump in. All you got to do is jump in, come every day. You miss a day, you're missing a week of something. Then you have to backtrack. Just come prepared. Come excited to learn. Come every day, and you will succeed in whatever you do here.
The last time we did this over there, and I was like, the students should ask you questions.
I would say why.
Why what?
Why do you stay late? Why do you want it more than us? I know you have a lot of passion in this industry, and you've been doing it for decades. My question is,
Why?
yes.
That's a great question. Why? I think it's that my goal, well, I'm competitive. So I don't like to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, I want to build something that's going to last. I don't want to do this. You're
Talk offhand,
I know.
and I feel it every time.
I don't want to do this. Why? To create a legacy. Something bigger than myself. I don't want to do this. But that's the real answer, is something bigger than myself. To know that I'm changing lives. I don't want to do this.
The ones who decide to stay the extra hours and show up the extra days.
That's why.
We will remember that.
No, because, and you graduated, so I don't care that you see me cry, but that's why. If you really want to know why, that's why. It's because I came from a bad background. You guys don't know the half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have been dead like 3-4 times already. I can help somebody, that's why. There's people out there who have it worse than me, and nobody's helping them. And if I can do that for somebody else, that's why I'm here.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah, because that's what it is. I cannot believe you asked me this question. I was not ready. We're editing all this shit out.
Certain people you can build connection with and rapport, and you can
No, because
tell
we've
you
talked.
feel it.
We've
Absolutely.
talked. You know?
Absolutely.
We've talked.
And that's always weighed on my mind, like, what made you want to do that? Because I want to do that one day.
Well, my thing is this. If you want to know when it all started was, I was sitting in my office at work, and I was with my buddies, my friends, my coworkers, my supervisor, and we're all making good money. And it's like contemplating the cosmos, you know? What does this mean? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Am I making $90K at that time a year? Yeah. This was years ago. Yeah, for sure. But having a bunch of stuff, what does that mean? What's my legacy in life? Am I helping others? Am I helping others achieve their goals? So then the other part was this. We had people coming in. We kept hiring them. They didn't know anything. And it's like, well, how do you fix that? Well, in my mind, you got to go to the root cause. The root cause is they're not getting trained. So we got to train them before they get to us. So in that training, it's like, okay, well, let me go back to teaching, right? So I also coach football. So, well, I was coaching. I'm not coaching anymore right now. Mm-hmm. But in that coaching, you get to make those connections. You get to watch those lives change. So then I came here. So this was actually supposed to just be a part-time thing for me, where I taught in the day and went and coached at night.
Okay.
But then you start having the same impacts that you had
coaching here.
But here. So for me, it's the same. I can get the same impact, if not a bigger impact, here than I can coaching, because in coaching, you're either going to go D1 or you're going to go D2 from where I was at, and that's it. Maybe you go pro. But here, how many kids can I get to go pro?
A lot. As much as they want it.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of skills and talent and what's your 40 time here. It's what's your drive, what's your passion, are you hungry about this? So if I turn more pros out in here than I have there, yeah, absolutely. I miss that a lot, but I'm putting out way more high quality students here than I was athletes, for the simple fact of, I wasn't at a big time school. And I mean, I could say I'm not at a big time school here. I'm not at Stanford, but at the same time, we could be.
Yeah, you're making big time moves, so
we're trying. MIT, we're coming. Let MIT know we are headed your way. Massachusetts.
Golly.
Well, we got a guy interview for Tesla, so maybe an MIT guy.
Yeah?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Get at it.
Thanks for coming on.
Well,
Make
thank
sure
you
my
for
eyes are
having
right.
me. Thanks for putting up for me, I should say.
Thanks for taking us to the deep end of the water. This is the realest podcast I've ever done. Great student, great guy. I could use about 50 more of them, and we can build whatever we want here. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, man. Bye.